Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and NPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and do all the socially things scrolling past you on the screen right now. There are clickable links in the comments below. Right, so today I want to talk about the idea of a constant, long-running narcissistic hit. And in this case, when I say hit, do you know we get these confused, right? We talk about a narcissistic hit in terms of a negative, like we've been hit, we've been struck, we've been knocked down a bit. And that's kind of the sense I mean. But we also say narcissistic hit in terms of a buzz or a thrill. I'm getting a narcissistic hit off that kind of thing. And it gets a bit confusing. So I'll clarify at the beginning. Today I'm talking about the hit, the damage to your ego that this narcissism that we have, this NPD, is in some way compensating for. It's easy to see the little knockbacks, right? Not getting what we want, something not going our way, that sort of thing. There are some really obvious ones, and they sort of come and they go, and we can move on from them because they're a quick little thing. Then there are other more prolonged things, and that's what I'm talking about today. These can be really difficult to deal with, and I think more often than not, easy to handle very badly and incorrectly. The kind of thing I'm talking about is, say, as people with NPD, it may be reasonable to say that a large portion of us hold a lot of our ego in what we do, maybe employment-wise. And if you're unemployed, that's going to be a problem, right? There are these long-running situations you can find yourself in that are a constant, daily, minute-to-minute hit against all of this false ego built up under NPD. Unemployment, for example, being single for a long time. These things that are sort of contrary to what we'd like to think about ourselves, and they drag on for a very long time. And it can be easy to get really, really frustrated, really angry, in fact. You can sort of find a bit of a rage, but more of a tantrum brewing. A throwing toys out of the pram kind of situation. Why can't I get a fucking job? That's something that's difficult for anybody to deal with. These are difficult situations that I'm talking about. But when they're going against the ego that you've built up, that self-image of what you deem to be perfection, then every day, every minute of every day is a constant battering of you. Because everything in your real life is contrary to how you feel it should be, and in a really bad way. It gives us an extra thing to have to deal with. It might drive us, right? There'll be some of us who can take this pain, this anger and frustration, and turn it into activity and energy and determination and that sort of thing. But there's others of us, and I'm going to count myself in this, that can be just beaten down by it. That whole, you're failing, something's wrong, something's not how it should be. And it just becomes a downward spiral if you're not careful. And I think in times when that's happened to me, I've let it happen. I've looked at things in a way that has allowed me to believe that I'm in some way a failure. Maybe other people haven't agreed with me, but I feel it. And I let it drag me down, and I look for any excuse, and I ignore reasons for things going wrong, right? I don't look at, well, actually, you didn't do this, and you didn't do that, and everyone who's successful at this thing does a lot of this thing, and you didn't do any of that. And I can ignore all of that. I can just go, no, I tried it and I failed. I'm rubbish. I'm useless. Throwing the toys out. It's a daily hit that just drives you flat into the ground, because you want to be whatever that thing says you're not, right? You want that high-powered job. You want that attractive, sexy partner that you're after, whatever. You want all these things that you believe you're worth, you should have. You built up this false ego that projects all of that. And in there you've got reality staring you in the face and slapping you and laughing, because you can't avoid it. It's right there, right? And everyone else can see it. And when reality's making you feel bad, you can either try and get everyone on board with believing you that it's the way you say it is, or you can try and come to grips with reality and get better. And for people with NPD, that can be very difficult, right? We've got to admit, I'm not what I think I am. I'm not what I feel I should be. I'm not this image I want to be projecting into the world. That's so difficult to admit to yourself. That's so difficult to work through and admit that perhaps what you perceive to be one in a long line of failures. It's tiring, you know, just talking about it, just remembering those feelings of constant daily reminders of failure. Because it's only self-perceived, right? It's only our opinion of failure. Maybe it's not failure at all. Maybe we did a lot better than we think we did. I've had a lot of that in my life with people saying, why do you think you failed at that? I was so impressed with you on that. How is that a failure? And I can't take that kind of compliment. I want to feel that failure because of the narcissism, because I didn't get to the astronomical heights of wherever I wanted to get to at whatever time. We set ourselves up, and then when we start to feel it, we revel in it, we rage at others, we get frustrated, we get angry, we throw tantrums, and we get nowhere. Great, isn't it? So what I'm trying to do in any areas of my life where there's a big gap between what I would like and what there really is identify these areas. What am I actually not doing? Because that seems to be what I do, right? Like I say, I ignore the things that I didn't do, the things I did wrong, because I'm perfect, right? As if there are things I did wrong. Don't be ridiculous. So I have to really work hard to focus on these things, because I don't want to admit they're there. I don't want to admit there are cracks in my armor, but there are, and I'm not going to get anywhere until I admit that they're there and deal with them. But it's so hard, and especially when you've got this weight bearing down on you of this constant failure. Can you keep doing job application after job application when it's been months and it's just battering you because you want to be the person that has that high-paying, successful, big job, whatever it is? And the truth is you're unemployed. That's hard. You've got that extra thing to work through, right? You've got that. I mean, for people who are unemployed, that's hard, but they're just unemployed. You're unemployed and have this built up delusion that you should have this right to be, entitled to be this huge thing. And reality is beating that away because it's not really true. I mean, look, you work hard. We're all worth lots, aren't we? Everybody's entitled to work hard and get what they work for. But we're not all God, right? We're not all brilliant and amazing. We're not all going to be CEOs of large corporations or whatever you want to be. Reality's a thing. It's horrible. It's cruel. And it's disappointing and sad sometimes, but it's unavoidable and always there. And hiding away from it is going to cause so much pain and suffering because it's unavoidable. And you know it's there. You know it's there. If you don't know that reality is there, then we have other problems way beyond the scope of this particular video. So focus on what is going wrong. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if that's a viable solution for everybody, but sometimes it just helps to admit that these things that are dragging us down are a constant hit, that they're hurting us all the time. It's like a throbbing pain at the back of our minds, and it's difficult to deal with. But we can do it. We can do it. It requires a bit of strength and a bit of determination. But you can get there because I did it, so what the hell? Anyway, I did it. Did I? Hell. I'm on my way, but not quite there yet. Anyway, I hope that helped you. I'll see you later. Bye.